What's up, family? Back again. Now this is the Overtime Exhaustion series. Like I said, I normally film these after the Navy Seal Burpee challenge workout. This is where we just keep going because we got time. We time block our time out, so we're able to sit up and really spend time on ourselves and really build ourselves so that we can present ourselves to our friends and families in the world as our best selves. Ain't that the true goal? At least that's what I thought. You know what I'm saying? Some of that good gospel stuff sound corny, but when you add it to your life, it don't seem so corny, you know what I mean? So something to think about. Other than that though, we're about to really just get it in with this dumbbell workout, inspired by one of our big homies, Bully Juice, one of the titans in the game. So we're about to do this workout, try to keep up with him after we've done the Navy Seal Burpee challenge. You know what I'm saying? And we just see how we can get it going. That's what we can do.
Why do so many people play it safe, even when they dream of something bigger? Why do fear and doubt hold us back from taking chances that could change everything? If you want to live a life full of growth, success, and real achievement, you have to understand why risk matters. Taking risks is not about being reckless. It is about stepping out of your comfort zone to create opportunities. This video will explore the reasons most people avoid risk and show you why embracing it can open doors you never thought possible. You will hear stories and ideas that will challenge how you think and inspire you to act. If you have ever wanted to break free from hesitation and truly go after what you want, this is for you. If you're ready to leave fear behind and take control of your future, then let's dive in. Number 1. Why fear holds most people back from taking risks. You know, most people never really get started. Not because they aren't smart, not because they don't have talent, not because they don't want a better life. Most people don't move forward simply because they're afraid. Fear has the power to freeze a person. And once it does, they stop, they settle, they shrink. Fear of what? That's the big question. Fear of failing? Yes. Fear of being judged? Absolutely. Fear of change? Every single time. Fear of not being enough. Of not knowing how things will turn out. Of stepping outside of what's familiar. Those are the fears that keep most people right where they are. Year after year. Quiet. Hesitant. Waiting for the perfect moment that never comes. See, fear works in a very sneaky way. It doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. What if it doesn't work? What will they say about you? What if you lose everything? And those little whispers, if you're not careful, become louder than your goals, louder than your dreams, louder than the desire to grow. And here's the thing, fear is not always wrong. Sometimes it's right. Sometimes things do go wrong. You might fail. People might talk. You could fall flat on your face. But the truth is, most people don't understand that fear isn't the enemy. The real problem is giving it control. The moment you start choosing safety over progress, comfort over growth, you begin to lose parts of yourself. Slowly, quietly. And that's what happens to most people. They make fear the final decision maker. They let it dictate what's possible and what's not. And as a result, they miss the very life they were capable of living. Fear for a lot of people feels like protection. If I don't try, I won't fail. If I stay quiet, no one will criticize me. If I stay where I am, I won't get hurt. But protection is not the same as progress. It might feel safer in the moment, but over time it becomes a trap. You were never meant to stay small. You were built for more. And the only thing standing between where you are and where you could be is a decision to stop letting fear call the shots. Now let's talk about something real. Your biology, your brain. Fear is part of how we've survived. When you touch fire once, your brain makes sure you don't touch it again. That's useful when you're in danger. But most of the fears people deal with today aren't about survival. They're about identity, about what people think, about whether they'll fit in, whether they're good enough. That kind of fear doesn't protect you. It paralyzes you. You see it all the time. Someone wants to speak up in a meeting, but fear tells them to stay quiet. They want to start a business, but fear says, "Who do you think you are?" They want to walk away from a job they hate, But fear says, what if you can't find anything else? And so they listen, and they stay, and they shrink. It doesn't take much to hold someone back. Just enough fear to cause hesitation. Just enough doubt to question themselves. And that's all it takes. Because the moment you hesitate, the moment you pull back, you break momentum. And momentum is what moves people forward. Fear steals momentum. But here's the good news. You don't have to get rid of fear to take action. You just have to stop obeying it. Fear can be in the car. It just can't be in the driver's seat. What most people don't realize is that everything they truly want sits on the other side of discomfort. Confidence doesn't show up before you do the thing. It shows up because you did the thing. Strength doesn't show up before the challenge. It grows through the challenge. Most people are waiting to feel ready, but readiness doesn't come before the risk. You'll never feel fully prepared. You'll always have doubts. That's part of the deal. The difference between those who move forward and those who stay stuck isn't fear. Both feel fear. The difference is in who decides what happens next. You can feel fear and still make the call. You can feel fear and still take the step. You can feel fear and still move forward. But to do that, you've got to make a new agreement with yourself. One that says, I may be afraid, but I'm not going to let that fear decide my life. You've got to trust something deeper than your fear. You've got to believe in your future more than you believe in your past. You've got to want growth more than you want comfort. The truth is, you only get one life, and most people are living like they'll get a second chance. They're waiting for the fear to go away, waiting for a sign, waiting until they're sure. And while they wait, life keeps moving. Time doesn't pause for fear. It doesn't wait for your confidence to catch up. It keeps going. You can either go with it or get left behind. Fear might always be there, but so is your will. So is your heart. So is your desire for something more. And when that desire becomes stronger than your fear, that's when things begin to change. That's when you start to realize that taking risks isn't reckless, it's necessary. That you don't grow by staying the same. That fear is a test, not a stop sign. And that everything you want is still waiting for you on the other side of that fear. So if you're wondering why so many people don't take risks, it's because fear has talked them out of it. Fear has convinced them that safety is better than purpose, that comfort is better than growth, that the known is better than the possible. But that doesn't have to be your story. You get to choose something else. You get to feel the fear and move anyway. You get to bet on yourself. You get to take a chance, not because it's easy, but because your future is worth it. And once you start doing that, once you make that shift, you stop living by fear and you start living by vision. And that changes everything. Number 2, comfort zones. Keep us safe, but stop our growth. Most people don't realize that the place they feel safest is also the place where nothing new happens. Comfort feels good. It's familiar, it's predictable, and that's exactly why it's dangerous to stay there too long. The comfort zone is where most people build routines, habits, and a sense of security. But it's also where potential begins to fade, slowly, quietly, not because they're not capable of more, but because they stop pushing themselves to discover it. Growth isn't found where things are easy. It's not found in your daily routine where everything feels under control. It happens in the unknown. It happens when you stretch, when you're challenged, when you're forced to respond to something new. And that doesn't happen when you're constantly trying to stay comfortable. Comfort convinces people to stop exploring. It whispers, "You're fine here. Why bother doing more?" And that voice gets stronger the longer you listen to it. So people stop aiming higher. They start shrinking their expectations. They get used to being okay instead of great. And when that happens, life becomes smaller. Not because of lack of opportunity, but because of a lack of movement. The moment you stop pushing your own limits, you begin living under them. You know, the comfort zone doesn't look like a problem at first. In fact, it often feels like a reward. But over time, it starts to take more than it gives. It drains ambition. It dulls energy. It slows momentum. And most importantly, It makes people forget what they're truly capable of. Because when you only do what you've always done, you never get to see what else you could do. People often say they want change, but they're not willing to step out of what's familiar to them. That's the trap. They want better, but not different. And without different, better doesn't happen. You can't expect a new life by repeating the same choices. It's easy to fall into patterns that feel safe. Same job, same habits, same circle, same thinking. And it gives a sense of control. But comfort isn't the same as progress. You can be comfortable for years and still feel stuck. You can have stability and still feel unfulfilled. Comfort doesn't mean you're on the right track. It only means you're standing still. You have to be honest with yourself. Ask, is this comfort helping me grow? Or is it holding me back? Because if it's holding you back, it's not comfort anymore. It's limitation. And limitations don't go away on their own. You have to break them. The truth is, growth comes with pressure. It comes with challenges. It comes with some level of discomfort. But that discomfort is the sign that you're doing something new. It's not punishment. It's progress in motion. You're not supposed to feel fully ready when you're growing. You're supposed to feel stretched, even uncertain at times. That's how you know you're alive and evolving. You don't have to leap into something massive, but you do have to move. You have to say, this might feel awkward, but I'm doing it anyway. You have to be willing to take small steps into new areas. Speak up more. Learn a new skill. Change your routine. Try something that challenges you. Because every time you do, you expand who you are, and that expansion adds up. People who grow consistently are not fearless. They've simply learned to walk into the unknown anyway. They've trained themselves to act even when it's uncomfortable. They've come to see discomfort as part of the process, not something to avoid. If you want something bigger for your life, it won't come by staying in the same place. It won't come by repeating what already feels easy. You've got to be willing to do something that doesn't come naturally at first. That's the only way to stretch what's possible. You've got to understand that comfort zones come at a cost. The cost is missed opportunities. It's the skills you never develop, the experiences you never have, the strength you never build. And one day, people look back and realize that comfort cost them more than they thought. It cost them time. It cost them confidence. It cost them dreams they never chased. What you settle for in comfort, you sacrifice in growth. A lot of people confuse comfort with happiness, but comfort isn't fulfillment. It's not purpose. It's not pride. It's not momentum. True happiness comes from movement, from effort, from becoming more. And that requires some friction. It requires doing things that challenge your mind, your emotions, your patience, your habits. You weren't designed to sit in one place forever. You were made to explore, to try, to expand. And the more you resist that, the more restless life becomes. You can feel it inside when you've stopped growing. It shows. You lose your drive. You lose your spark. And that's not because you don't have potential. It's because you've stopped stepping into it. So ask yourself, where have I been too comfortable? Look at the areas of your life that haven't changed in years. Where have you stopped stretching? Where have you avoided effort? Where have you settled because it was easier than trying again? It's not a judgment. It's an invitation to wake up, to move forward, to get back in the game. If you want to feel alive again, you have to challenge yourself again. If you want to grow, you have to give yourself something new to rise to. You can't keep doing what you already know. You've mastered that version of yourself. It's time to meet the next one. And you don't need permission. You just need to make the decision to say, comfort has had its time. Now it's time for growth. You won't feel perfectly ready. You'll have doubts, but you'll also feel something else, something powerful. That feeling that you're becoming more than you were, that you're back in motion, that you're alive with purpose. That's the reward.
What's up, guys? I don't know where that camera turned off at. I don't know if it was in the middle of the overtime exhaustion or the middle of the outro. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Overtime Exhaustion series, we just push it through, going home, not playing. You know what I'm saying? As Jim Rohn was saying, don't let fear stop you. Don't let fear get in the way of nothing. Most of the time, the only reason why people be scared, you know what I'm saying? Because they either don't think they can do it, or worried about what somebody say. But pay attention to this. You notice how the people that always got something to say, it's people that's always complaining, always criticizing, always talking about somebody behind their back, half the time out of shape. It ain't got nothing going. Or ain't got nothing going, you know what I'm saying, that's gonna stand the test of time. Then you got the people that talk about ideas, dreams, goals, and God, or the creator, or the universe, or, however that particular person will identify it, all the same. And once you're able to identify the two, you'll notice how they, the criticizer, the Sadducees and the Pharisees, they ain't got nothing going. They're the ones that's always got something to say. People that be cracking, they gonna cheer you on because they been through it. So they know what it takes. They know the pain and the resiliency and constantly being stretched daily, building their capacity to handle whatever has been laid on their plate. It's these other people that just be yapping and yapping. And once you identify the two and you can clearly see it, that will gain you more confidence to step into what you truly want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna give you the confidence. Don't be worried about what people say. People always got something to say. If you was rich and had everything going for yourself, people still be talking about you. You feel me? Look at it like this. Especially if you getting older in age, and you ain't got no time to play. You worried about people that don't even deal with you on a day-to-day. You don't know these people. You don't know whatever you worried about is scared. You don't even be around these people. You know what you be around? Your bills. And what you eat. So you best to get your butt up and handle your business. You know what I'm saying? Because them bills be all on down your throat. You know what I'm saying? That 30-day cycle not playing. So why don't you just handle your business, get over that fear, and tap into it. Most of the time we all know what we need to do. We done got them prompts, we got them feelings, so quit playing. That's why life sucks, because you rejected what you know you're supposed to do. Stop running. Just stop it. The thing you running from is the very thing that's gonna give you what you want. I used to hear that a few years ago. God sending Avengers at your ass. You don't talk about and let Thanos link up with them. You don't talk about and they come through and bop your life up. Yeah. So before we get there, just handle your business. You know what I'm saying? Respect needs to be given to yourself. You need to respect yourself more and handle your business and stop playing with yourself. And I'm not telling you that like I'm just some, you know what I'm saying? No. You know what I'm saying? Because I know. Why you think I'm saying it like this? Because I've been through, we know better. And when you know better, you do better. You know what I'm saying? One thing I realize about life and the Creator, those ain't suggestions, them are mandates and orders. You can look and read it like and hear it like it's a suggestion and play with yourself if you want to. Those are mandates and orders. Period. Discipline is the name of the game. So right here on this channel, just in case you struggling with a little bit of discipline, you're like, man, I don't want to do all that. Like, for real, I got to do this. I got to be like this. Yes, but don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm right here with you. You know what I mean? I'm right here with you. Remember when we was back in high school and a coach or something like, man, get your butt on that track and all that. We didn't want to do it, but we was with our teammates. We was with our brothers. So we struggled together. Like, man, forget it, man. Right here. We struggle together, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody too old to recharge, regroup, you know what I'm saying? Readjust, take the audible, and then get back out and run the play. So that you can win today, baby. That's the whole name of the game. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to be here until you 70, 80, 90. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And some of you know what I'm saying? We don't need you hating life and scared to die. Oh, no. We don't need you in that cycle. Oh, no. So we're about to get cracking. And this is where we recharge at, baby. This is the channel where you recharge. And we're going to sit up, we're going to sweat together, we're going to grit together, we're going to laugh together, cry together, you know what I'm saying, win together. We're going to do everything together. You know what I'm saying? Because we right here. Ain't nobody fronting. I'm not going to be overly editing when I talk or overly editing the work. Man, forget all of that. That takes too much time. For those of you that be editing, you know what it is. That takes too much time. You know, but this way you come recharge. But other than that, man, there's much love to you guys. You know what I'm saying? We're going to stay at this on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Non-stop. You know what I'm saying? Keeping our minds focused and strong. But with that being said, you already know I definitely appreciate you, love you. I send you good energy. I send you power and strength. You know what I'm saying? Stay focused at it. Stay focused on your goals. And you already know, together, what? We can do anything.